There's a car for Barry boys. Good afternoon, YouTube. It's the Calm Bike here again, and it's really cold, really properly cold. I don't know if you can tell, but some of these puddles have a very thin layer of ice on them. It's not quite winter, but it's certainly feeling that way. A lot of people, when I was learning to ride and when I bought my bike, said once it gets to winter you'll be locking it in the garage and forgetting about it, and getting back in the car, and then by the time it gets round to spring again you won't want to ride it anymore, you'll have got bored of it. Well, it's not happening so far. So far the only effect it's had is it's made me think about getting a pair of winter gloves, because these are not particularly nice in the cold. And also I'm wearing a fleece underneath my lined jacket, but apart from that I'm still enjoying the riding. I think once it actually, if it actually starts to snow, then I'll probably be giving it a miss. I don't fancy sliding around on ice and wrecking my bike. But even during winter, every time we get a bit of a dry day, I think I'll be getting out on the bike. Anyway, I'm off for a quick lunchtime ride. I've got a letter to deliver. It's quite an amusing one. Quite often, probably every couple of months or so, I get a parcel or a letter delivered. It's always by the post office, always by Royal Mail, never kind of the other providers of mail services. And it comes through, and it's not for me. And it's almost always for the same lady, who I've never actually met. But I'm quite often heading over to drop her off that piece of post, because obviously I know where she lives. And it turns out that she gets post for us occasionally, and she'll pop round and poke it through our letterbox. Now our addresses, we've got the same number, but we don't live on the same street. Our postcodes are not particularly similar, and we don't even live in the same town. So there's obviously something in the sorting computers at the post office that for some reason interchange our addresses. I should ask the neighbours and find out if my neighbours also get her neighbour's post and vice versa. So anyway, I like to pop across and give it to her. She lives, I say I've not actually met her, but I suspect she might be a pensioner, because where she lives does seem to be mainly pensioner properties. What are you doing? This is a one-lane road, sir. In Yong Kairon, whatever that is. So yeah, pop and give her a bit of post, and rather than just sticking it back in the letterbox and hoping it gets to her eventually or doesn't come back to me again. Well, yeah, we've lived in the house now for about 10 years, and ever since we moved in we've been getting this type of mail for the wrong address. So we've had so much of it that a couple of years ago we decided, for a bit of a chuckle, we'd send the lady in question a Christmas card. And now at Christmas it's a bit of a wobbly road, we exchange Christmas cards. She's nice. Another Christmas card to write, another Christmas card on the wall. So yeah, so just a quick little jaunt to do that, and it's a good excuse to get on the bike. Now, as I've mentioned before, I work from home and I do software development. One thing I've noticed, and I just wonder if it's the same for other people, is when I get on the bike I can solve problems without thinking about them. And I suspect it's just because the conscious act of riding, because to me I've only just started riding, so it is quite a conscious thing, takes up, I suppose, enough of my brain power to let my unconscious mind do whatever it feels like doing. And I'm finding it's a bit like when you go to sleep on a night with a problem and you wake up in the morning with a solution. Your brain has unconsciously solved that problem for you. And I'm wondering if the bike is the same. I don't know, what do you think? Do you have that as well? Or are all you guys now so experienced at riding that you're riding unconsciously and you're consciously thinking about other things? But yeah, I've had a particular problem to think about at work. Neutral, try again. Particular problem at work to think about. We, like many companies, we buy and sell things, and when we buy stuff, we have many suppliers who can sell us that item, all selling it at different prices. And the products we sell are generally food products, and as you'll know, when you go to the supermarket you get offers on those food products. Put my teeth back in. And that makes, from a computer system point of view, the product pricing quite interesting. So we will, the idea in the bit of software I'm writing is we'll set up a diary of prices so we can control exactly when the prices change, and we'll set that up centrally, and it'll send out all the information to our shops and update all the tills so that the prices are right, and print out labels to stick on the edge of the shelves. And it has to take into account the cost that each supplier is selling it for, and picking our preferred supplier over the cheapest sometimes and not other times. And it has to so look at those diaries and work out when the prices change, who should we be buying off. And then we have some shops are in different areas where it's harder to get products to them, so it costs more to deliver the products to them, so we have to then factor that into the price that the shop's charging, various other things. And actually the pricing logic is pretty simple, but how you present that to the users in order to set up those prices was one that I was spending a lot of time thinking about yesterday. So I come out for a ride. 10 minutes in, my brain has said, this is the solution, after I've stopped consciously thinking about it and started riding a bike. That's just one example, and it happens to me all the time. So I just wanted to say, do you guys get the same kind of thing happening? Let me know. If you've got a solution, not a solution, if you know why it happens, if you are in fact a psychologist as well as a motorcycle rider, you know, maybe you could explain why that happens. Anyway, that's just my thought for the day. So, thanks for watching, ride safe, and I shall talk to you again soon.